From the New York City area, welcome to the Badass Counseling Show, where the master badass himself, Sven takes you deep and gives balm for the soul, baby.
Hi, guys. It's great to have you here. This is the Badass Counseling Show. You have reached us, you have found us, or we have found you. You were lost, but now you're found. There it is. It's great to have you here, wherever you are joining us from, whether it's the United Arab Emirates or Portugal, or up in the Toronto of the ON. It's great to have you joining us. We love all of our followers from around the world, and we are so blessed to have you with us. I am joined by the entire crew today. I have Sophia, the artist, is with us, but remote. I have Casey, not in the booth, but remote, which means both of them will be likely chiming in at some point if they have something to say or ask. And I am enjoined in studio with Rob, the N Rocket. Rob, what say ye?
Hey, Sven, you may or may not agree. I believe I have comedic tendencies. And the problem with that is often you say the wrong thing in certain circumstances. And we have a serious show to do today, so why don't we just get into that?
Very good, very good. I like that. He's setting a tone, folks. Although there's the other side of it. Maybe we should get all our giggles out of our system now.
No? Because then I just can't. It's like eating pistachios. No.
All right. Well, I'm still coming down from a high from last night because I was just at the Three Dog Night concert. And it was a hell of a show, and so I'm coming down from that.
I would have been there, but Mama told me not to come.
Oh, wow, Rob. Very well played. Very well played. There it is, on the road to Shambhala. Here we go, folks. Rob, please tell us about Renée.
Absolutely, Sven. Renée wrote in and said, I've listened to your podcast and Hole in My Love Cup. One early question is writing about your biggest trauma, which is why I've been thinking about my suicide attempt. The months leading up to it were traumatizing. I thought demons were telling me how to do it. At first, only once a month, until eventually every minute was filled with suicidal thoughts. I struggled to commit and quickly realized I did not want my mother to find my body. I was in a 3-day coma. I don't think I will ever recover any memories from then. Waking up from the coma, I was covered in bruises. People thought I was a domestic violence victim. I was in an adult psych ward for a month. At least one person died shortly after I was released. The way people respond to the fact that I made a suicide attempt is like opening a fresh wound every single time. Family, friends, and prospective partners are all unable to process an experience I went through, even doctors and therapists. So far, journaling about this alone in my room has not been enough to feel the feelings and let it go. I think this is something I have to dig into, but working with therapists has not worked. I'm now 34. My attempt occurred when I was 18. It feels like a dirty secret I can't talk about. I am sick of feeling like I'm still being punished for something my past self did. I am not that person anymore.
Renée, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Pleasure is completely ours. Well, this is about as heavy a topic as they get. And you and I, as you and I both know, but our listeners may not know, you and I share something in common. We have both attempted suicide. So you say yours. We're just going to dive right in. So you tell us that yours happened when you were 18 and you're presently 34. So yours was 16 years ago. Okay. Mm-hmm. So that we get this out of the way, what was your means of attempted suicide?
Yeah, initially I thought I was going to cut my wrists, but it just wasn't working. So I just emptied the medicine cabinet and swallowed everything I could. And then I was thinking, I'm just going to lay in bed until whatever comes next happens. And then and it ended up like vomiting and got really scared and called 911 instead.
Fair. Okay. Well, you start out your whole piece by saying that you are starting the book, and in my book, it talks about writing about your biggest trauma. And you've been thinking about your suicide attempt, which makes perfect sense that would be your biggest trauma, or at least it would be somewhere at or around or have something to do with, right? The months leading up to it were traumatizing. I thought demons were telling me how to do it. Demons, tell me something about that. Why demons?
Yeah. It's still like so hard to talk about. Um, so I was on multiple medications because like I was diagnosed as depressed earlier in life. So was on those multiple medications and things were clearly not going right. I didn't understand like what the problem was, but it did literally feel like I had like two demons just sitting on my shoulders, like constantly whispering things to me all the time.
And you believe that was a result of the medication, not your natural state?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And so they were, these demons were telling you how to do it and so forth. And at first it was once a month till every minute was filled with suicidal thoughts. I struggled to commit was your next sentence. You struggled to commit. Why did you struggle to commit, or why did you struggle to stay away?
Struggle to commit as in like I was going to cut my wrists, but then like holding the knife and like trying to cut into your skin is actually like a lot harder than you think it would be.
It sure is.
Yeah, as you know, because you were the
Yeah.
one that
Yeah.
yeah. So so I was trying and I was like, this is not gonna happen. I need to make it happen because if I don't make it happen, this is just gonna keep going. So yeah, so then I emptied the medicine cabinet instead.
And presumably in the medicine cabinet, there was more than just X-Lax and, Bear aspirin or something like that. There was some lethal
like
shit in there.
Tylenol, like it was just literally everything that is in a standard medicine cabinet, plus all the antidepressants and
Got it.
the antipsychotics and whatever else I was on at the time.
And quickly realized I did not want my mother to find my body. Now, I got to ask, why didn't you want your mother to find your... Nothing wrong with it. I'm just curious why.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I know the thought process behind it. I just remember like I had like vomited and then was like, oh fuck, like mom's gonna be the one to find me.
Okay.
Like she can't be the one to find me. And I don't know like where that thought came from exactly.
Let's play with it. And knowing you can change your mind in 2 minutes or 2 days or 2 years, all right? Play with it. What might have been the fear? The fear that if mom finds me, then...
Yeah, then like mom's life would be ruined, or like she'd be really traumatized. Yeah.
So you wanted to end your life, but you did not want to ruin mom's life.
I guess so, yeah.
Well, let's run with it. And I want you to change your mind if at some point you feel like that's not quite accurate. Now, if you want to change your mind because it scares you, because that answer scares you, no, that's not okay. If you want to change your mind because you have a greater truth, then definitely change your mind. But if you're just changing your mind because, an answer scares me, well, then we know what the truth is, but it's scary. But if you feel like you want to change your mind on any of this stuff, just change your mind. It's okay, because that shows you're thinking about it and you're having greater connection with the new answer. Okay, so we're going to run for now with the idea that I didn't want mom's life to be ruined. So you wanted to kill yourself. You just didn't want her to find you. Now, of course, in an 18-year-old's thinking, and maybe we're not thinking clearly when we commit suicide, but I'm sure she was probably going to be more traumatized by you being dead than how...
Yeah, exactly.
Right. But that's okay. We'll let that one go for the moment.
I don't know.
That's all right. It's all right. Hey, how much can you be expected? You got demons in your head telling...
18 and like high as fuck at that point.
Got it. On those drugs. Yep. Got it. Okay. So then, and then you said then you called 911. Yeah, that basically it's, oh shit. So you thought, what happened right there between taking the pills, the thought about I don't want mom to find me, and then the calling 911? What triggered the thought of calling 911? Because there was a shift there from I want to die to I don't want to die.
Yeah. And it was like, well, no, I don't think it was I don't want to die.
Okay.
I think it was still like if I call 911, then I'll die in the hospital instead.
So
maybe.
So I still wanted to die. It was just motivated by I don't want mom to find me. Okay. Then you wake up in the coma, covered in bruises, very briefly, bruises.
Yeah, yeah. So like I woke up and it was like from my shoulder all the way down to my wrists, both arms just covered in bruises. And I asked like why that was, and I was told the nurses weren't able to find a vein. But then I also had a black eye as well. And like nobody ever explained to me why that was.
Boy, we'll leave that with great unanswered questions of life for now, at least. Maybe an answer will come for you at some point. And then you talk about, I was in the psych ward for a month. At least one person died shortly after I was released. Significance of that comment?
Yeah, he was a dementia patient, and like everyone in the ward, like just really liked his company.
Mm-hmm.
So
it was a loss. And my audience can't see it right now, but you're crying right now. What are you feeling right now?
Yeah, just remembering like he died really horribly, and he really didn't deserve that.
How did he die?
He banged his head against the wall until he couldn't anymore.
In the psych ward?
Yeah, the nurses had locked him in his room instead of just, being kind to him.
So name a feeling. Tell me a feeling word that you are feeling right now as you think about that. Or give me two of them if you like.
Really angry at the hospital staff for letting that happen.
Mm-hmm.
And really sad that he had dementia. Like, he didn't deserve to die that way.
No. Of course it's sad. And everybody liked him, you said.
Yeah. Like, he would like push the laundry cart around and pretend he was a train conductor. And like, nobody could explain why he did that, but it was just like really endearing.
Oh, of course. That's all right. That's all right. Yeah, I can see why you would feel sad. And I think it stirs sadness and anger in all of us. It's terrible. What a horrible way to die. Horrible. Self-inflicted by blunt instrument of a brick wall. I mean, mother of God. I mean, what is that? It's terrible. Of course you were sad. Had you ever, when you got the news, did it impact you? Did you feel it or just stuff that shit down or what?
Oh, well, I was so upset. I reported it to the hospital, but like, when you send a report to the hospital, you never find out what actually comes out of that and like what changes are made. And I had already been released by then. So.
But again, what feelings did you allow your feelings?
Like, I wasn't expecting to like cry so hard about that. So there's obviously still a lot of feelings there.
You weren't expecting to back then or now?
Now.
Which says, presumably, you didn't allow the feelings up then.
Yeah, like I distinctly remember being really angry about it and like filing that hospital report, but
not the sadness so much.
Yeah, I guess so.
Right. Well, good. I'm glad it's able to come out now. That's great. It sucks. It hurts, but it's good that it's able to come out. Okay, and then you go on to talk about family. The way people respond to the fact that I made a suicide attempt is like opening a fresh wound every single time. Family, friends, prospective partners are all unable to process the experience I went through. Even doctors and therapists. Okay, so this has happened 16 years ago. How much is this part of the conversation in your life?
It's pretty rare that it comes up now.
Right.
Yeah.
And yet you included that paragraph, which is totally fine, and I'm glad you did. So that says that it's significant. So is that the hurt from that, talking about family and friends and prospective partners, is the hurt from that present day, or is that existing pain from the last 16 years, or particularly the first 5 or 8 years after it happened?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. Because like the most recent person I talked to about it, he was like visibly crying when I was telling him. And then like a week later, we had a huge fight, and he basically said, I could never be with anyone that was depressed. And I was like, I literally
Wow.
told you like the worst experience of my life last week
Wow.
when I was severely depressed. And now you're saying that? Like,
Right.
what?
Yeah, that's
So-
piece of shit bullshit. That's
Yeah,
fucked up.
like it was just like so nonsensical. So it's just
Nonsensical.
like-
Oh, no. It was beyond that. That was outright hurtful. That was cruel.
So it's just like, imagine that, and then like that. Imagine that experience every single time I talk about it.
Really? So, and for him, it was depression. It was depression, not the suicide per se, or so he claims it was the depression, or it was one of those things he said he weaponized in the middle of a fight. And I have to be very honest, some of the shit, and I'm in no way excusing what the fuck he did. That's fucked up. I've done some fucked up shit in fights where I've said some really sharp-tongued shit that was really fucking hurtful, that the next day it's like, fuck me. God damn it, why did I say that? Or other people have said shit to me. It's like, but I'm not excusing what he said. Okay, please don't hear me saying that.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm getting at though is, so you feel, or in fact, all of these relationships have gone afoul because you share with them that you committed suicide, attempted suicide.
It's more that like the reaction I expect, like initially it might be like, the sympathy or the empathy, but then later on it gets weaponized against me.
That's really, really terrible. I mean, like really fucked up. I can honestly tell you that, not that I did mine 25 years ago, and I don't know that it's ever been weaponized. And I tell you what, if somebody ever wanted to get torched, fucking try to weaponize that shit against me. Oh, fuck. I'll fucking eat you alive. It's just like, you just don't do that. It's wrong, but I can definitely see how that is something that would hurt. And that, yeah, you would feel like, oh, geez, this is my scarlet letter A, so to speak. From, the scarlet letter. This is my curse, so to speak. No one's going to want me. I can definitely see if that's how it's been received and weaponized in the past. I can definitely see how that could make you feel like this makes you marked. This makes you unwantable, or there's something about this that no one's ever going to want me because I have this on my record. Is there some of that? Is that accurate or inaccurate?
Yeah, because it is something that I typically would avoid ever talking about.
Who had the most adverse reaction to your suicide?
That most recent interaction was like pretty shitty, but it was very like that relationship was only like a few months.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like my sister, it was kind of like, especially shortly after getting released from the hospital, was like anytime I was even just like a little bit sad, my sister would like
freak out,
pretty much flip out, because
Right.
It's like, oh my God, you're going to commit suicide again. It's like, no, I'm just sad. I'm allowed to be sad. Like,
yeah, she didn't know how to
So-
fucking deal. And just out of curiosity, I don't know how you were raised or who raised you, but of the one or ones that raised you, who had the bigger response at the time?
probably my mom, because like I don't remember my dad's reaction at all. I don't even recall if he ever visited in the hospital.
What was mom's response?
Upset, and then like she was so like I was like I had already blacked out by then, so I don't remember this, but my mom brought up some like silly things that happened where I really hate Jell-O, so my mom was saying like, oh, you were talking about like not wanting Jell-O and things, something, just like kind of silly and weird. I was like, okay. And then, but like, we never really sat down and like talked about like what happened and why I did it. And like it kind of just felt like it was all like swept under the rug.
Up until today. I mean, right up to the present. You guys have never had that conversation.
Oh yeah, we've never.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so then that leads to a very interesting question that I'm going to ask you next. The great unanswered question so far, and that is, why did you do it? But before we ask that question, we're going to take a quick break.
My wife pushed me to watch this guy's TikTok videos, so I finally caved in, and holy crap, blew me away. I started watching more, and every time he opens his mouth, I get blown away in a whole new way. So I finally bought his book, There's a Hole in My Love Cup. To say I got an ass kicking is an understatement. Much needed. It was like having my own personal tough therapist who just gets it. So go do yourself a favor. Get There's a Hole in My Love Cup. It's powerful stuff.
This show provides soul counseling intended to entertain and inform and is not medical advice. Now, back to the badass.
We are back with Renee. Renee, I'm going to ask you a question. We've been talking about your suicide attempt from 16 years ago, excuse me. Tell us, why'd you do it?
I mean, other than wanting to die.
Why did you want to die, I guess is the question.
Yeah.
I mean, there's that.
Yeah. I was really, really depressed. And it's like 12th grade, trying to finish high school, final exams coming up, the pressure of like figuring out your life once you've graduated high school sort of thing. And just the whole combo of like that stress buildup, being super depressed, the medications causing the like talking demons sort of feeling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And I want to play with a couple of theories here. Let's just play with stuff and see what fits for you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to offer that suicide, in my experience, personal experience, but also counseling a lot of people over the last 30 years, it's not generally, it doesn't persist if it's situational. That it has those situational roots, the situation of that pressure building up, of, real life coming. That's significant pressure, not disputing that. But those seeds of that pressure, they need fertile ground in which to grow. And so where I'm going with this is, prior to the pressure of, say, senior year, which we've all lived through, right? And it is hard. And for some people, it's senior or college, or whatever. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But you were feeling it even then. Prior to then, it's kind of a strange question, but indulge me. What percent did you, and maybe it's 0, okay. What percent did you hate yourself?
Pretty high percentage.
Give me a percentage. This is prior to the pressures kicking in. Okay.
Prior to the pressures, let's say like 60%.
Okay. And you were sort of trying to sort that one out there. If that number weren't quite accurate, if you were to tweak it up or tweak it down, whatever, what might be the more accurate number?
I think that's accurate.
Fair. Let's go with it. All right. So 60%. And just out of curiosity, and that is basically, so we're roughly going into your 12th grade year of high school.
Right.
Okay? Roughly going into senior year. All right. Would it be reasonable then to assume that as senior year progresses, did the self-hate increase, or did just added pressures get added on to it that weren't related to self-hate?
Okay, I'm going to change my 60%
Sure.
to like, let's say 75%.
Sure. Okay.
And then having the added pressures plus the growing self-hatred.
Absolutely. Bingo. Okay. That'll do it. All that, you betcha. Now, just out of curiosity, since 18, is there any self-hatred? And if so, what percent would you put it at?
It's pretty low now, like 20%.
Fair. And what would you say was the earliest in your life you ever felt any amount of self-hatred?
So like the depression first started around the age of 10. Um, so I feel like that's
That's,
around where it started, roughly.
okay, that's when depression started. And can you confirm then that you felt self-hatred about that time? Or would you
Yeah,
put that at another time?
yeah. I think like maybe the self-hatred was kind of growing slightly before then, but like,
Then what would you say would be the earliest?
yeah, like I don't know. I don't quite have enough memories to say
Understood.
for sure.
Just play with it. Just play with it.
So uh like a year or so before the depression, maybe.
So we'll spitball it. We'll say 9. No, you can change your
Yeah.
mind later. We're just sort of, I understand you
Yeah.
don't have the specific memories, but we're spitballing it. And what would you say your depression level or your self-hatred level might have been around age 9? Spitballing it.
I'm gonna say like around 20%. So
Fair
like
enough.
same level as it is now.
Same as it is now. All right. And if you were to estimate or sort of speculate, spitball, why does a 9-year-old hate themselves? That particular 9-year-old hate themselves 20%.
I had a sister that she was like the worst bully, like to the point that like to physically defend myself, I would like bite and scratch because it was the only thing I could think to do, like because I was like a lot smaller than her and just
And did that start at 9 or had that started well before that?
no, that was my whole life. So maybe the self-hatred was earlier.
And what messages accompanied the bullying? Presumably there was physical bullying. If you're responding with
Yeah.
biting and scratching, there's physical bullying that you're likely responding to, if I were to speculate. So what verbal messages accompanied the physical messages?
That I'm disgusting and ugly. Like all the like typical
I don't know
things a
what's
bully would
I don't know
say
what
about like
I don't know what is typical where you're from. So to help me understand, disgusting,
Yeah.
ugly, what
Yeah.
else?
disgusting, ugly, like lazy, worthless, and then like all the name calling,
Like what?
you know, just like, stupid. Uh like I can't even think of like what name calling was
Fair,
like
fair.
standard from the 90s, but
Fair.
yeah.
We'll go stupid. So we've got disgusting, ugly, lazy, worthless, and stupid. And this came with physical bullying as well. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And I guess first question I'm wondering is, where are the parents?
Working.
I see. So they're working, and your sister's not doing this at school, obviously, presumably. And so you're coming home to an empty house. I'm laying out something here. You tell me what I'm hitting, what I'm missing. You come home to the empty house. Sister is there, and you're walking into. Was it daily? Was it semi-daily? How long would it last from when you got home from school, or when did it start? How long did it last? How frequently, etc.
Again, I don't have a lot of memories.
Understood.
So, like going on long enough that like I would hit my limit, and that's when I would be biting and scratching because I just wanted it to stop.
Biting and scratching her.
Yeah.
Okay. Of course you wanted it to stop. Would that be a natural reaction of any human being who's being tortured by a more
Yeah.
powerful power source? Wanting it to stop.
Yeah.
Right. And as an aside, what were the messages that you got? Were you raised by one parent, two parents, three parents? What were you raised by?
So, mom and dad divorced when I was about 12,
Mhm.
and for my whole life, dad was either a trucker or working overseas. So, like, gone for a month, home for a month.
Mhm.
When I was younger, he was a trucker, so he was just gone for most of the time.
Gotcha. And then presumably your mom is full-time mom then and working full-time?
Yeah, working full time.
What were the messages you were getting from your mother?
I mostly just remember the reaction being like, yelling at us to stop fighting, and then me getting blamed because I was the one that was biting and scratching.
And how do you feel about that now? What do you think about that now?
It's still just really frustrating.
How did it feel at the
Like,
time?
I don't remember.
Okay. And you say it's really frustrating.
Yeah, just like being dismissed, being ignored,
Mm-hmm.
not being heard.
Yeah. How did it feel? How do you feel towards your sister at the thought that she was calling you disgusting, ugly, lazy, worthless, stupid, and that it was so bad, and it was going on, to use your words, your whole life, so bad, the physical part that you would bite and scratch. What feelings do you feel towards your sister presently?
I hate her. I absolutely hate her.
Okay, so the word hate pops out of your mouth instantly.
Yeah.
I ask you how you feel towards your mother, who is not seeking to make it equal and fair. I ask you how you feel about your mother, trying to create some sense of justice and fairness in the home. And you use the word frustration, frustrated.
Oh yeah, but I also hate my mom presently too.
What do you hate your mom for presently?
Just for ignoring me, for not loving me the way I need to be loved.
Yeah. And how do you think you most needed to be loved back then?
Like I needed to be heard and like not
Protected.
ignored.
You
Yeah,
needed to be protected.
Yeah.
Right. And so let me ask you, what would you say was the message, the fundamental message you got from the primary parent in your life about you?
I don't matter.
Either spoken or unspoken. Okay. You got the message. I
Yeah.
don't matter. And if
That
you were,
I must be disgusting because nobody's telling me otherwise.
okay, so you were not getting words of confirmation of your worth or actions validating your value.
Nothing beyond like, oh, I got you a treat because like mom worked at the grocery store, so when she would come home, she would bring me a treat. And that's really that's like the main core memory I have of like a positive thing.
Mm-hmm.
But like I wasn't listened to.
Right. Clearly that, you're told to stop fighting. And if you're the one who is biting, you must be at fault. You must be at fault. You must be at fault. And so the words, I don't matter, those would have been words you had gotten from the book that you're reading, my book, There's a Hole in My Love Cup. What would the message have been back in 8-year-old language or 11-year-old language that you got from your mother?
Like I feel like it probably would have been like the disgusting, you're ugly,
But
even though she wasn't saying it.
But this is what I'm getting at. It's an unspoken message. There is no message. So the child's brain creates, well, it must be, if my boss isn't giving me feedback at work and not getting any feedback whatsoever, very often our own brains will go to, or if our partner isn't giving us feelings back, it must be, they must think I fucked up or something like that. What was your brain?
Me.
Yes. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Without the positive confirmation of worth coming in, especially as children, but even as adults, we create a narrative because they must not want me because they're not giving me love. So what did that 8-year-old, and then you're tearing up again at the mere thought of that. What's going on inside of you right now?
Because I do, like, I always assume that I did something wrong. Like, like,
right.
If someone says, like, hey, I need to talk to you, I instantly think like, oh fuck, I did something horrible.
Well, of course, you were conditioned to believe that because every single fucking time your sister would kick the shit out of you, you would get yelled at. Of course you were conditioned to believe that. And it was total bullshit. Of course you think that. You thinking that actually is totally logical based on your past. You got hardcore fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah. No wonder you hated yourself. The sheriff ain't in town. I mean, it is motherfucking Lord of the Flies. The inmates are running the fucking asylum because your mom's like, well, I don't fucking care. And, you know, whoever shouts loudest or, oh, you're biting, you're at fault. You're at fault. You're at fault. You're at fault. And so the child gets the message. So what's the message that you believed about yourself, that you got from your mom about you? It wasn't, I don't matter. That's adult language now, 30 years, 28 years later, whatever. What was it that you got, the unspoken message that you believed about yourself, absent any other message from your mom? What was the message you got from your mom?
That I'm bad.
You're bad. I mean, that is as simple kid language as it gets. I am bad. And guess what the fucking message was that got pressed into the wet cement of your motherfucking soul? I am bad. Gee, I wonder why you hated yourself 20% at age 9 or earlier. Yeah. No shit. Yep, that's it. And your sister just pounding you and pounding you. Just out of curiosity, for you personally, which was worse, the physical abuse or the verbal onslaught of the words? The verbal. Of course. That shit sticks, doesn't it? Yeah. So then that shit, that's the soil of the rest of your life. Those messages, moms conveying this message by not saying anything, by not pumping in worth and hugs and, oh, there's my dear girl in whom I'm so proud. Ah, you're the best. Ah, I get to see you every day. I'm so lucky. There's my dear boy. There's my dear child. There's my dear you. I'm so blessed. You didn't get that. And so you got the message. Basically, you're bad. And sister sends the message, you're disgusting. You're ugly. You're lazy. You're worthless. You're stupid. There's the soil. Everything that comes after that, everything that comes after mom's message became all the seeds. Your sister was providing the seeds. Your mom provided the soil. And dad being gone, dad's not there protecting you from this madness. Mom's not protecting you. I must not matter. Dad doesn't even care enough to be around.
Yeah. And dad would take me camping. And those are of the good memories that I do recall, those are it. But that's it.
That's it.
not that other people have it worse, but it still really fucking sucked.
Oh yeah. It's horrible. And the message you got from dad was what? Fundamentally about your worth or about you?
So the message from dad would have come later because I feel like as a kid, it was oh, you're my little boy, basically. We're going camping and fishing together. And then when I got boobs, it was just everything stopped. The divorce happened. And it would always be dad's 2 hours away. And he's when are you going to come visit? I was I'm not, because I don't drive. Why are you expecting me to visit you?
Right. I.e., I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's still that. It's still I even asked my dad, why don't you want me in your life? And he's well, I just assumed you didn't want me. And I was but you're the parent. You're the one that's supposed to try. Why do I have to do all the work?
Yep.
So we just don't have a relationship.
And further conveying the message, you don't matter. You're not important. So you've been getting the message from the 3 people closest to you. You're unimportant. You're not worth the effort. You're bad.
Yeah.
You're disgusting, ugly, lazy, worthless, and stupid. So, I I wonder why you wanted to kill yourself. This is such a difficult equation to fucking figure out. I can't imagine why.
Yeah.
So then you come to senior year and you add on the fucking pressures, and it's like, fuck this shit. It actually, honestly, it makes total sense. Who would want to live if they're being taught that they don't matter by the two people who supposedly are supposed to in life love them the most, and then they got this fucking antagonist kicking the shit out of them when they're a little kid? I don't blame you.
In your book, you talk about how kids love their parents more than their parents love their kids.
Until, right.
That was just like, yeah, like that hit really hard for me, that whole chapter.
Why did that hit so hard?
Because that's all I wanted. Like,
and deep down, I think somewhere in you still do.
Yeah, that's all I ever wanted.
That's it.
Like, I just wanted love and support.
Yeah.
And just my whole life, it's like, where is it? I can't find it.
That's right.
I'm angry.
Good.
I'm really pissed off. And through listening to your book, that just like unlocked, like, was like, oh my God, I'm so fucking angry all the time.
Good. Are you journaling about it, Renee? Writing letters you don't send?
Yeah.
Good.
It's just like,
what?
It's just such a slow process.
It is.
Because every time I cry, like I get a migraine, I get like all the physical symptoms. So it's like.
But that's when you most have to do it, kid.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're just stuffing it back down because, geez, it's too much. It's too much. No, that's when you most have to do it. Yeah. Because that is your physical body saying there's a whole lot here. And even if you do it in tiny little bits.
Yeah. So I'm microdosing, as you would say.
Yeah. On the journaling and shit.
Yeah.
So what percent, and it may be 0, okay? Maybe 100%, maybe whatever your answer is. What percent of your suicide attempt was a fuck you?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Speculate. And again, maybe it's 0, maybe there's nothing there. It's a big nothing burger. But what might it be?
Like, I mostly remember like feeling insane because of the demons, right? So like I mostly remember really just wanting that to stop. And then when I woke up from the coma, it was immediately like, why the fuck am I awake? Like,
right.
I still wanted to die.
So there's, as far as you're registering right now, you're not registering anything that I did this as a fuck you to anyone.
I don't think so, no.
Fair. Okay. Then I want to go back to this one thing that you said. I did not want my mother to find my body.
Yeah.
In light of what we've talked about now, that she and your dad provided that fertile soil of you don't fucking matter. That she didn't protect you. That she taught you you were bad. Dad, by his absence, left the message you're not important. And has confirmed that again and again since. Okay. But recognizing that, what do you think about that idea of not wanting your mom to find your body? It's almost like you were protecting her.
Yeah.
And yet, as we've dug down today, we realize that she and your dad were at the root of the suicide in the first place. So thoughts on that idea of protecting her?
Yeah, I don't know. It was just like the whole day, that whole day of that attempt was like really foggy, but that's like one thought that I like really remember having, and I don't understand why.
Well, you said earlier because you didn't, basically you didn't want to ruin her life.
But I don't know if that's actually true. I don't know.
Okay, then play with it. Then what might it be? Knowing you could change your mind anytime.
Like I said, like I would have been like super high by then. So like, I don't know. Like if it was just my brain being like,
but looking back,
oh my God, people
fair.
finding dead bodies is terrible.
Understood. But if there were an actual sane, rational reason for it, something rising up from within you or some override fear or something authentic, what might it have been?
Yeah.
Then how about now? What do you think of the idea that even in your suicide, you were trying to protect the very person who taught you that you were bad?
Well, I think that goes back to like just wanting my mom to love me, right?
Indeed, that I want to kill myself, but I don't want her to hate me even after I'm dead.
Yeah.
I just want her to love me.
Yeah.
So the desperation, even in your suicide, that you still wanted her to like you.
Yeah.
Just like me. I'll do anything. I won't even make you see me when I'm dead. I promise. Just like me. Just be nice to me. That's every child. That is every single child. And you didn't get it. Any of it.
That's a really hard realization.
Oh, hell yeah. Do you get it today from her? Does she like you? Does she give you energy, give you love, listen,
No.
hear you?
No. And she'll text me and be like, I love you and I miss you. And I'm like, I don't believe you.
Right. Because the
I
actions
don't
don't
believe
fall.
her.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like a text every 6 months to say I love you. Like, I don't believe you.
And you said that in your final paragraph, you said, it feels like a dirty secret I can't talk about.
Because if I talked about it, then mom or sister or whoever I'm with freak out because they're like, oh my God, you're going to commit suicide again. And it's like, no, that's not even close to what's going to happen.
What are you still wanting from your mom and your sister?
I want acknowledgement that they were shitty to me. And I'm never going to get that.
No, you're not. And yet you want it because if I got it, if you got the acknowledgement that they were shitty to you, what would change?
Then like this is the stuff I've been realizing through listening to your book was just like feeling like if I got that acknowledgement, then that would just change my whole life. But it's not going to happen. And even if it happened, I wouldn't believe them anyways. So like, yeah.
So what it boils down to then is a choice. Bending my life to continue to try to get their acknowledgement, or do I have the courage to let go of trying to get that? I don't need you to confront the actual living, breathing mother or sister. You can make that relationship whatever you want. The question is, though, can you let go of wanting it? See,
not right now.
Right. And that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
And you
that's
have
a work in progress.
Of course. And the truth is you have a lot of pain, fears, and bullshit beliefs you've been taught about yourself that have to be discharged. You have to, kiddo. You have to be about the business of going in, even if you start just in small bites, journaling the fuck out of this shit, or writing poetry, or writing song lyrics, or doing bullet points, writing letters that you don't send. You have to be flushing it. You need to, because all of this that's in you still 16 years later is because it hasn't gotten out.
I've written like short stories and I've journaled.
Good.
But it never feels like enough.
It's not enough. It's not enough. It is a massive amount. You were at 75% self-hatred that then topped out at your suicide attempt.
100.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry, this isn't a normal journaling amount. As a person who committed suicide, right? And I call it a commit, not a attempt, because my old self died. Okay.
Right.
It's a massive amount, but I am telling you, it fucking works, kid. But it's not going to be small doses. This is not a one and done. And I'm not just saying this to you. Now I'm talking to all my listeners. Your big, heavy shit, your divorce, your family breakup, your sexual abuse, your whatever it is, it requires this work of going in and going in until you're no longer afraid to go in. Until you go in and you realize, whoa, I emptied out the fucking vault. There's no more files in here. But you got some fucking files in there, kid. I want to open this up. I want to open this up to KC and Sophia, the artist, and Rob. Rob, I'm going to open with you, though, while the other two sort of gather their thoughts. Any questions or comments, Rob?
Just that you're always great at connecting the dots, Sven. These dots are very plain to see when you are not Renee, but I think she is really starting to see them, and that's a really good sign.
Are you starting to see them, Renee?
Yeah, your book has helped a lot.
And the thread lines from 3, 4, 6, 8 years old, all the way to 18, all the way to 34. There are through lines. You're seeing those, right?
Yeah.
That belief system got started early and so forth.
Yeah, when I first started, like I thought it was my memory that was the issue. But then like going into it more, it's like, no, it's not my memory.
No. There was never anything wrong with your memory, kiddo. Never anything wrong with your memory. No, and that's the thing, is you've been taught to distrust yourself. You're shit. You're no good. You're crap. Why would my memory be any good? I must be wrong. They must be right. And what we discover is, no, they weren't good. They didn't love me. That's not love. And maybe what if, I got a mind-blowing thought for you. What if little Renee was this sweet, wonderful, kind, rambunctious, snotty, fun, laughter-filled, creative, steal a little cookie when they could and get cranky when they don't get a nap, normal, wonderful child? What if there wasn't a goddamn thing wrong with you? What if?
Yeah.
I mean, that's fucking mind-blowing.
I used to like laugh so much, and then when the depression hit, I just like went completely mute for like 2 or 3 years. Just like, yeah.
Well, and the worst part about it, or another aspect of it, is that the depression didn't hit per se. It had been building.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Brick by ugly ass fucking brick. Yeah. And
Yeah.
then you went
like,
mute. Yeah.
Being depressed at like 9, 10 years old, like
Mad.
I saw the Zoloft commercial and was like, oh, that's how I feel. I didn't know that wasn't normal.
Yeah. KC or Sophia, anything you want to add or ask? KC?
First, I just want to say that I am also angry that the train conductor died the way that he did. And I'm going to call him the train conductor out of respect for him. But the fact that he beat himself to death, which I did not even know was possible before this conversation, is not the thing or the part of the story that for me is outstanding. The part of that story for me that comes through is the fact that you were in the psych ward, you were in a suicidal depression, you were in a psychosis, and you had so much love in your heart and so much caring that you advocated for him after he was dead.
After she had gotten out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got out of there, and the first thing you did was you advocated for an injustice that you saw happen to somebody else. You were thinking of him. You are thinking about your sister. You are thinking about your mom finding your body, even though she treated you like you didn't matter and you didn't exist, and she favored your sister and she allowed your sister to continually beat you. You were worried about your mom finding your body. And this is what Sven would commonly refer to as an extreme giver.
Yeah.
You are an extreme giver.
Yeah.
You are a loving person. And I've said this to past guests because we see extreme givers in this position all the time. You have a superpower, right? And it's what you view as your weakness. And that is that you are a loving and kind human being that is looking out for others before you look out for yourself. And when you learn through this work and through whatever other work you're doing to take care of yourself first, you are going to be an amazing, powerful force in this world. You just are.
Yeah, and it's both beautiful and terrible that's always your immediate default. It's beautiful and terrible that you are always in this default of give. It is beautiful. Yet it's also terrible that that was what you were conditioned, that was the only hope you ever had of giving love, that you have to give to excess in hopes of giving even one little teaspoonful of love in return. That's the terrible part. And that's what you've been conditioned to believe. And to Casey's point, the more you allow up that anger and the sadness and the pain and the betrayal and the love and flush all that, what you're going to begin to develop is a sense of self-worth and value that you protect yourself. So now you've got the giving with the boundaries. You've got the giving with the expecting to receive. Yes, I do expect to receive in any relationship. I'm not just going to give. Fuck that. No, I want to be treated well. And then you're going to begin to meet people who want to give to you as well. Oh, now we get into the beauty of life. Sophia, any thoughts?
I just want you to know over everything, I see you so clearly, and I just want to tell you, like, going completely off of Casey's point, you are such a giver, and hearing your story and understanding how much of yourself you put to the side for other people is a huge power in just loving and caring for people in general. And I am just like wishing and hoping, if you don't already, that you find your people, because when you find your people, everything is going to change. And I know that you are just on the brink of finding your people, especially with the work that you're about to continue doing. And after unlocking all of this stuff, I'm rooting for you.
Terrific.
Thank you.
Well said. Well said. Thank you, Sophia. Any final thoughts or questions, Renee?
I didn't know I was an extreme giver.
Yeah. And in the times where you haven't been, God bless you for protecting yourself and for just giving yourself room. And that silence you went into at 10, it was you just needed to for you. And anything you're doing now for you, I think, is very welcome and very good. But
Yeah, it's been a full system shutdown for like 2 years now.
That is your soul calling you down. The depression is your opportunity. It's your soul saying it's time to heal. That in that depression are gems. In its talons, that depression holds gems of wisdom, cascading waterfalls of insight. Yes, it is a dark forest. Yes, it is the winter of the soul. Yes. But in the winter, there is life. In the darkness, there's new life to be found. And I know it. Having lived through it, I know it. Okay.
Go
ahead.
I wanted to ask you, so you made your suicide attempt,
Mm-hmm.
and then how much processing did you need to do to pull out of the emotions that caused the suicide, I guess?
And let me ask you this. Are you asking the question of how long does it take?
I think how long is probably the wrong question,
Okay.
because it's like how much effort, how much, I don't know if that makes sense.
Well, I'll throw out an answer and then you clarify your question if you need to.
Okay.
I always go at it max speed, and I just kept going and going in and in and in and in. And well, why am I feeling this? Well, why then? Well, wait, that means this, or does it? No, it means this over here. I just uncovered not every stone, every pebble, every tiny little agate. I uncovered everything. I was just looking to want to understand everything. And I didn't have any therapist to help me. I didn't have any books walking me through this process, which is why I wrote Love Cup, to help you through this to accelerate the process. But for me, it's like a client said to me recently, Sven, when I finally turned my healing into basically in my mindset, a full-time job, where I just committed to it, that's when the momentum really kicked in. And then it became for me. And you got to take it at your own speed. So please don't judge yourself against someone else. But once you begin to see a bit of results, then it's just like, oh, I want to do it a little more. And I want to do it a little more. And then it's not a burden. It's crazy as it sounds, a delight. So the notion that if I'm being really honest with you, the notion of seeing it as how much do I got to do is an indicator of you see it as this giant mountain in front of you, and it's like, shit. And it is.
Yeah. It
is.
feels impossible.
Of
right
course.
now.
And I am telling you, for absolute fact, absolute, this mountain is not as big as it looks. This mountain is doable. It does not have to take a long time. I have surmounted the very mountain you are at in different root causes, but the same mountain, the self-loathing, the suicide. I've been there. Okay? I've walked a lot of people up and down that mountain or through those woods or swimming in the dark deep of the ocean. All right? You can do this. Please keep in touch with the show. And if you need pointers, just reach out. But you can do this. It just takes, really what it takes is has the pain of living this way, in this shit, gotten bad enough that you're motivated. It's like, I want this, because I am telling you, you can have life. That laughter, the day is going to come when you're going to find yourself giggling again out of nowhere. I'm telling you, you do this work, and you're going to be like, oh, what the fuck was that? Or you're going to notice, wow, the sun is bright today. And I'm not exaggerating. You do this work, and it will happen. This is not your fate. This stuff that you've been taught was not true. You were taught a lie. There is zero chance in heaven or hell that a little child didn't have worth. There is no chance. You were taught a lie, and it was bullshit. And it's time for you to begin to do the work of pulling that child out from under the rubble. Casey has one final question or thought, and then we're going to let her have the final word. Go ahead, Casey.
I just wanted to encourage you to write some lists of the things that you love about you. Just lists affirming the things that are good about you, because when you said just now, I never saw myself as an extreme giver, it was like you were giving yourself permission to see yourself in a good way. And sometimes the things that we hate most about ourselves as people that are very emotional or givers are the things that make us wonderful. And so I hope and encourage you to write lists of things that you love about yourself. And also to Sophia's point, I hope that you will we have a free group on Facebook that is the Badass Counseling Group, where you can write things that you're feeling and have others encourage you and love on you and give you pointers. We also have Community Plus that you can join. And I encourage you to join some real life groups in search of your own tribe and your own community, even if it's meetup groups and things like that.
Yeah, and the truth is, you have to get out all these messages that aren't you before the real you will grow up from within. It will naturally rise up. So what we're in the process of right now is getting out all those old messages, raking all the shit off your gardens from the winter. All right. And those have to be gotten out. So in addition to Casey's list, which I love, I want you to create a list on each of the three primary sources in your life of all the things you fucking hate about them, that you're angry about, that you feel betrayed by, that you want to fucking rage on them over. So not just love of self, but let out the hate. So it's just the feeling. It's one more feeling. You don't ever have to act on it. I just want those fucking feelings to come out. Write some hate letters. Right? Fucking weave the love in there too if you want. But start getting that out. That's the crud that is packing down on top of your real self. That's the stuff and most importantly, in Love Cup, drill down on the notion of your core beliefs. We've got to get down to the core beliefs and what you were taught about yourself, where it came from. We got into a lot of that today. You need to go more into that. All right, Renee?
Okay.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. You've been a fantastic guest, opening up on one of life's top 3 most sensitive topics, and we are very grateful. You are, I believe, the very first guest we have ever had where we've had this conversation. Thank you for that.
Thanks for having me.
Pleasure was completely ours. And so, to all of our listeners around the world, on behalf of Sophia the artist, Casey in the booth, and Rob the Rocket, have a kick-ass day.
The Badass Counseling Show is strictly copyrighted. No copies may be made without the express written consent of the Badass Counseling Show, LLC. The Badass Counseling Show is produced by Karen Camparelli and Robert H. Friedman. Executive producer Sven Erlandson. Original music by two-time Emmy Award-winning composer Trevor Morris. Have a kick-ass day.